Rolling.
Hi, Alex. How you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for coming. Thank you for you doing the interview with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So after we just finished Fashion Week, and we're trying to know. So what's next for you?
What next for me? I will try to do more Times Square billboards like I usually do in the months. I'm trying to do more campaigns for designers, and usually it's a season of lookbook after Fashion Week when designers produce their commercials, when designers pick whatever dress is the most significant in the collection. They put that dress on cover of magazine, put that dress on the cover of their brochures, and that's what they pitch to the buyers. So if let's say they have 3-4 shows, each show has maybe 20-30 models, and they sit in the audience rather than being on the backstage, and they see the eyes, because if I'm sitting right next to you and my buyer sitting next to me, if they like the model, maybe the model is really pretty, but they don't care about the dress, it's not a right choice. If they look at, so you need to have that physical proximity. You need to sit right next to those buyers and see when they make those notes, when they actually like your product rather than or the object that wearing it, right? And once they figure out which design is the most impactful, which designers will open the door for them, what they do, they hire the most beautiful model they can find that fits their brand identity, and produce content with that particular person for the whole collection, and specifically that dress, that look, that's a signature look, and that usually has the most biggest investment for designer, and that's what's happening right now all over the city for those designers who didn't leave for Milano or like Paris and London, New York guys. Well, that's what we do.
Okay, so for you, what is your so what do you do? I know the designers get to choose. So what
What
do you do for them now in this process?
So I run the campaigns. It's a process where we figure out the identity of the brand, and I help them to crystallize those looks, and understanding that should be black and white, should it be daytime, nighttime, should it be long, should it be short, how it has to be done, like what's the budget. If some people have $200-300 budget, some people have 200-300,000 budget, right? So we see what can be afforded, and what's needed, and which line of, because it could be a billboard, could be a social media publication, could be a magazine publication, so like a TV publication. So we see if how many different streams of media they can hit, and if there is particular has to be accent. Let's say some designers say, I just want to be Instagram and nothing else. Some designers will say, listen, my audience are doctors, lawyers, they don't go to Instagram. Let's do LinkedIn. Let's do like like streets campaign, like Google campaign, because my audience don't have social media. Some designers do kids stuff, and they have to say, listen, Instagram is in the past. Well, let's talk about TikTok. That's where my buyers are. So once we figure out what they need, and if I can help them, I will help to select maybe the models, like makeup, hair, put together the campaign, and figure out distribution.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So we've talked about the designers. Now we're going to talk about the models. So
Okay.
being a model, doing Fashion Week and everything else. So for a first-year model who still doesn't know what to do, how to start. So what would be your advice for them?
So I think the most significant part that new models underestimate is the ability to be a new person. So a lot of models who are established and already been in magazines and been everywhere, having difficult time to get booked. Why? Because they already been seen, and if nothing happens, like it's just another look. So most of the designers and art directors and creative folks, it's a constant fight for the new face, new person. So when you're new and you don't necessarily done any of the campaigns yet, that's your advantage over everybody else who already done it millions of times and their face been seen before. So my advice for the new models is try to figure out what's your identity. Are you gonna be right now? The trend is in many ways like models girls who look masculine like guys, and guys who look like a girl like kind of ambiguous both genders. That's a big thing currently in trending. Are you what's your niche market? Because some people do, let's say, black tape, or some people do a lot of nudity. That's obviously brings attention, draw interest. But some people have law careers, doctor careers, family, like religious beliefs, and they don't want to show that much skin. So there is a room for that market also. Like, there are religious. Like, I just work with a few families who are very like Muslim and very religious, and they wear hijab and like that kind of fashion. So I think when you new model, once you figure out your scope, what you're willing to do and what's not, and how much time you can dedicate to this, and what's like your availability, that will determine which direction you can go. You can try. Some people try it, they don't like it, they never come back. Some people love it and stay in the fashion for the rest of their life. Some people do it for a year or two, get enough, like accomplish what they want, and move on. So I don't think there is one way to approach this. It's as long as you having fun. You say safety is important. Like if new and you don't know what's going on, and you see people who are crazy and try to take advantage of you, whether rape you or do all kind of crazy stuff. Like you want to be on lookout. So as a new model, I think you want to build friends. You want to meet other girls who are on a journey like you, who they will help you to book the gigs. You will help them. I think reaching out to a lot of designers is helpful. Reaching out, let's say you want to join a modeling agency, you already joined one, you want to join a bigger one. Figure out who are your friends and who are the enemies, and how are you gonna earn money with this? Are you gonna spend money on the fashion? What are you trying to do with this?
Okay. What would be your like investment? Because I know some models where you're like new, so like new face, but it's like okay, new face, reaching out to different people online, trying to, but then you have all the scams going on. You have people like you need to pay. I mean, I've had a lot of those experiences, or that you show up, there's nobody there, and it's like so. How would you say would be a good way to differentiate like who's real and who's fake?
That's a really good question. So there are many ways to figure out those dangers. First of all, you're a girl, so you might have a same feeling when you go on a date with a guy. If you feel it's a creep, most likely it's gonna be a creep. So I would suggest check referrals. Let's say you booking with a photographer or designer. See who follows these people, who are their friends. Make some calls and see other girls. Is that a real good designer? Are they gonna corner me? Is it gonna be a surprise? Is the bill coming after this? See if any scams, any bad information about them online, right? So referrals, I think, are helpful. It's not a guarantee because they can be look really nice to 9 people, and they can rape the person number 10. They might like that person, but it's if they're generally a good person, most likely they will be a good person to you as well. I think the people who are established and who have a lot of business, they have a right to charge for the service, whether it's photographer, or model, or designer. So, and people who are new and do it for fun, they don't really need to charge, and they just doing it for fun. It's a hobby, it's entertainment. There are opportunities where you're gonna get paid, and there are opportunities where it's gonna be a collaboration, like we're doing today. And there are opportunities where you'll be asked, let's say billboard time costs money, like a magazine publication costs money. Until you are at the level where people will pay you, unless you pay, you're not going to be a part of that game. So you need to figure out what kind of investments you want to do, and what kind of investments you should avoid. So there is plenty of room for a space, because you competing with other girls, and some of those girls come from extreme wealth, and they come all over the world. They have wealthy parents, wealthy husbands, and they compete for the same positions like you. So you need to figure out like where is your niche. It's so many opportunities. You will find your space.
Well, thank you so much for coming in
Uh,
today.
Cool. I think we will close with this segment, guys. If you have more questions, you can email me and or call me or like WhatsApp and Instagram, and I will try to answer your questions in comments or in like another video like this. Thank you. Okay.